There are times when anger wants to explode like a fierce wave, sweeping you away uncontrollably. You want to shout or immediately do something to release it, but soon after, you realize that the damage has already been done. The anger has left consequences that you can't undo. Oh, that feeling again, right? But there's one thing you may not know. Anger, when uncontrolled, is your worst enemy. Anger can come in an instant. It might arise from an unpleasant word, an injustice, or simply from being overwhelmed for too long. But do you know that you can completely take control of this anger? All you need to do is learn how to transform it into strength instead of letting it destroy you. Today, in this video, we're going to share with you powerful principles that will help you not only control your anger, but also turn it into an opportunity for self-growth. This is not just theory, but practical tools you can apply immediately to minimize the impact of anger and stay calm in every situation. Trust me, by the time you finish watching this video, you'll never fear losing control to anger again with the tips we're about to share. 1. Recognize the true nature of anger. In reality, your anger can hit you out of nowhere, like a fire suddenly flaring up in your chest. But have you ever asked yourself, why am I feeling like this? Actually, anger isn't a random emotion. It's the result of how we perceive and evaluate situations. Anger only arises when we feel insulted, disappointed, or threatened. Even unresolved stress can trigger it. Anger is a mental reaction, not something you can't control. When you understand the cause of your anger, you'll be able to restrain and control it, rather than let it control you. All strong emotions stem from how you perceive and react to the world around you. That's why having a clear awareness of the nature of anger will help you control it, rather than becoming a victim of it. How can you recognize your anger? Actually, it only takes a few seconds to ask yourself simple questions. What am I angry about? Or, what's making me feel attacked or insulted? And you might discover that, many times, anger isn't caused by someone else's actions, but by your reaction to them. For example, if you have a colleague who annoys you, instead of immediately reacting with a harsh word, try asking yourself, are they intentionally trying to insult me? Or is there something beyond their control causing them to behave this way? This question not only helps you reduce your frustration, but also gives you an opportunity to think before you act, avoiding unnecessary consequences. As Epictetus said, anger is not an inherent quality of humans. It's simply a temporary reaction to things we can't control. How you perceive and respond to a situation will determine whether anger controls you or not. From now on, when you feel angry, take a moment to stop and think about the cause of this emotion. Don't rush to act. Instead, try asking yourself questions about the situation you're facing. Questions like, what am I angry about? Or, is this really worth my anger? Will help you assess the situation more rationally and thoughtfully. This is the key to minimizing the negative impact of anger in everyday life. 2. Self-reflection and inner separation. There may have been times when you felt your anger rise strongly, like a fierce fire burning inside you, right? But hold on, before you let anger take control of you, try thinking about it for a moment. What's really causing your anger? Sometimes anger is just the surface. It's a reaction to deeper emotions that you've never truly confronted. That's when self-reflection becomes crucial. When anger rises, take a moment to ask yourself, is this really worth my anger? Or is this just a sign of a deeper issue lurking inside? You might be surprised to realize that very often anger isn't the primary issue you need to face. Maybe you're feeling insecure about something in your life, or there's an unresolved worry. So instead of letting this anger continue to cloud your mind, take a moment to stop and reflect. Imagine a real-life example. You have a close friend who today didn't keep their promise. Your anger flares up immediately, right? But after listening to your feelings for a while, you realize that it's not just the broken promise that's making you angry. In fact, you may be feeling a lack of trust in your relationships, and this is an opportunity to confront this issue rather than just letting anger take over. Marcus Aurelius said, "It's not external situations that cause anger, but our imagination that makes everything worse." This means that when you better understand your emotions, you can control them without letting them dominate your actions and thoughts. So how can you practice self-reflection effectively? A simple but extremely powerful way is to keep an emotional journal. Spend a few minutes every day writing down what made you angry. Then, take time to reflect on the real reasons behind those feelings. You'll notice that the more you write, the more you'll understand your inner worries and insecurities. This not only helps you reduce stress, but also helps you grow stronger in how you face your emotions. You can try it today, and who knows, the next time anger starts to rise, you'll remember something important. You can control it, and anger won't control you. If you find this useful, try writing in your emotional journal at the end of the day. You'll not only learn how to control your emotions, but also develop a stronger sense of self-awareness. And if you find this content helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe so you won't miss the next posts. Share it with your friends if you think they could benefit from these tips. 3. Practicing mindfulness. Anger arises. It's that moment when you feel a fire raging inside, and all you want to do is act to release it immediately. But did you know? There's a simple, incredibly effective way to put that fire out in an instant. That method is mindfulness. Mindfulness isn't some vague, distant concept or something new to all of us. It is a practical method of living that helps you maintain awareness and control over your emotions, even in the most stressful moments. Instead of letting anger dictate your actions, you can take a step back and observe that emotion without letting it consume you. This is a skill that I truly believe anyone can learn, and if you practice it, you'll find life becoming much lighter. Imagine this. You're in a tense meeting, and the other person just said something that makes you want to explode. First, you want to react immediately, right? But instead of doing that, you stop for a second. Take a deep breath, gently feel the space around you, and with just a moment of silence, the fiery anger will begin to subside. At this point, you can choose to act wisely, not letting emotions control your actions. This feeling isn't difficult. In fact, just a few seconds of deep breathing is enough to regain control and adjust your emotions. This not only helps you stay calm, but also helps you respond more appropriately, with a cool head and a warm heart. As Epictetus said, "Master your mind, or let it master you." Your mind can be your greatest ally if you know how to control it. But if you let it lead you, you'll feel lost in your own life. Try practicing the deep breathing exercise whenever anger arises. Inhale slowly for 4 seconds, hold the breath for 3 seconds, and then exhale gently. Practicing this for a few seconds creates a pause between emotion and action, reduces stress, and helps you respond calmly. In fact, I've tested this in many situations, from tense meetings to personal relationships, and the results are truly clear. The initial anger can vanish, replaced by calmness and clarity. So, what do you think? Try it today, and remember, it's never too late to start. If you find this method helpful, don't forget to like and share this video to help others learn how to master their emotions too. If you really want to reduce stress and maintain calm in every situation, practicing mindfulness is an incredibly powerful key. And when you master your emotions, you'll feel the change in your life, not just in work, but also in your personal relationships. Give it a try, and you'll see the clear difference. 4. Activating silence in the mind. Emotions surge when anger strikes. It's something we've all experienced. It comes unexpectedly, making our minds chaotic, and in that moment, our reactions can easily get disrupted. But the stillness in the mind is the secret to instantly putting out that anger. When you feel angry, especially when criticized or confronted with an unfair situation, that's when you need stillness the most. Stillness isn't external silence, but the ability to remain calm on the inside. Only then can you view the issue clearly without being overwhelmed by emotions. In reality, I'm sure you've experienced a moment of criticism at work, right? That feeling of anger and disappointment rising. But instead of reacting immediately, you can try a simple approach. Take a deep breath and give yourself a few seconds to rest. Instead of letting your emotions take over, you create space for reason to speak. And that's the way to not only maintain calm, but also become more mature with every action. Let's say you just received a harsh critique from your boss. Instead of angrily countering right away, try pausing for a few seconds, taking a deep breath, and giving your mind a moment of quiet. After that, everything will seem much easier because you've created a gap between emotion and action. This helps you think more clearly, make better decisions, and act with maturity. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "Nothing should be rushed, for peace comes when you control yourself." When you control your mind, you won't let emotions dominate, and you will always maintain peace in every situation. So, how can you apply this immediately? The answer is simple. First, when you feel yourself getting angry, take a few seconds to calm your emotions right away and regain your composure. Then, take a deep breath. Hold it for 3 seconds and slowly exhale. You will feel the anger begin to subside and be effectively controlled. And if possible, take a light walk around or meditate for a few minutes, and you will feel the emotional shift in yourself right then and there. Just a few minutes of this, and you'll feel the anger extinguished. At this point, you'll return to the situation with a clear mind, calmness, and greater maturity. 5. Turning toward positive action. Anger is one of the most powerful emotions that we all experience. When we are insulted, face injustice, or feel disappointed, anger can easily flare up. However, instead of letting this emotion control us, one of the most effective approaches is to transform anger into positive action, which helps us address the issue proactively, wisely, and with greater strength. Anger is not the enemy of reason. It's an opportunity to act better. Take a look at the life of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. Throughout his tumultuous political career, especially during the American Civil War, Lincoln faced countless criticisms and attacks from all sides, both within and outside the government. Although these criticisms could make anyone feel angry and react emotionally, Lincoln chose to stay calm and control his emotions. One of the key strategies he used was never letting anger influence his important decisions. He once wrote in a letter to a friend, "When I am angry, I never make any decisions. I wait until the anger passes, and then I look at things rationally and calmly." Indeed, this approach not only helped Lincoln maintain his integrity and dignity, but it also guided the country through one of the greatest crises in its history. So, what about you? When anger strikes, what should you do? Well, the key lies in turning that anger into meaningful action. Instead of engaging in a pointless argument or wallowing in negative emotions, stop and ask yourself the important question: what can I do to solve this problem effectively? But what might the answer be? You could choose to have a calm and thoughtful conversation with the person who made you angry, or simply put aside your emotions and engage in a healthy activity to release your anger. like exercising or focusing on work. A famous quote from Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, makes it clear, it's not what happens that makes you angry, but how you respond to it that's important. Therefore, understanding that our response is what truly matters will help us be more proactive in controlling our emotions and taking the right actions. Positive action not only helps you control your emotions, but it also helps you make wise and effective decisions. When you don't let anger dominate, you can look at the issue from multiple angles and find better solutions. This not only improves relationships, but also helps you grow and develop with each situation.